I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a man. Do you understand? Half of my life is unplanned. Most of the time I don't know what's next until I get a
welcome
phone
to this
call.
episode of Husband, Father, Man. Glad you could tune in today. For our first time listeners, we're glad that you could join us. So once again, this podcast is about marriage advice, parenting advice, and personal advice for you to help you in manhood and womanhood. And it's just all about you bettering yourselves in all those different areas. And so here we give positive advice, things that where you can make some changes for the better, and you can come out on the other side of it better for us. So we just hope that you enjoy today's podcast and that you subscribe and become one of our regular listeners. So with that being said, today we're going to be continuing with the Fab Five series, where that's 5 different things to where I talk about us making those a priority in our lives and focusing on them to just be more productive, to be more focused, to just put ourselves in a better situation all the way around. So the first one was faith, making sure that everything is built on our foundation of our faith. And family was number 2, making sure that things are in order with our family and that we are just doing what we can to make sure everything is well within our marriages and with our children. And then we move on to today's topic, which is food. So number 3 is us focusing on eating more healthy, eating healthier. And so when you look at this, I always talk about simplifying things. So I know talking about eating healthy can be something to where we look at it like it's complicated and it can be overwhelming trying to make change. But what I do is I try to get us in a mindset of starting small, but starting. It is going to take us putting forth some effort, because I know these things can be hard and like I said, it can be challenging and overwhelming, but I am the type of person to where I have that can-do attitude, and so I try to find that way to get it started and keep it going. And so when you look at eating healthier, a lot of times is not what we think. A lot of times we just need to get our mind wrapped around what it's going to take. It's going to take us changing up some of our eating habits, replacing some things, cutting out some things, portion control. And as we think about those things, I know if we just focus on that, it can be one of those things. So I'm never going to eat McDonald's again. No, it's one of those things where instead of focusing on that, we think about why we are doing it. Because no one wants to be on medication. No one wants to be getting surgeries and developing diseases and things based off of what we're eating, when we could change some things around and live a longer, healthier life. And so I think when you look at the pros and cons, it's worth it. It's worth it, and we just have to get into that mindset. And so for me, normally what I do is I focus on some of the healthy things that I already like to eat, but I'm not focused on eating a lot of time, which is more fruits and vegetables. I love fruits and vegetables, but sometimes I'm just not in the mindset when I'm going to the store to buy all these different fruits and vegetables. I know my wife, she tries to make sure we have vegetables with dinner most of the time. But for me, I need that to be a part of me taking things to work with me, so I can make sure I don't go off track, because that's where I usually go off track at work. But making sure I have those things to eat at work, making sure I have those things to eat as snacks and things like that. So as long as I have those things in place, I do fine. And then I also have my cheat date built in. One thing I found is when you talk about eating healthier and, just being healthy or maintaining a healthy weight or losing weight and things like that, it's not about being in the mindset of a diet, but it's about being in the mindset of this becoming a way of life. And so I know if I just say to myself, I'm not going to eat fast food anymore, then I'm going to be defeated at the beginning. And so I'm like, man, I'm never going to eat Krispy Kreme again. I'm never going to eat Burger King again. No, I might as well just not do it because it's intimidating. But when I say to myself, I'm going to eat healthy 6 days a week, just really be focused on it. And then on Fridays, and not even saying that I do it every Friday, but on Fridays, I will treat myself to Burger King sometimes. And so once again, that's something to look forward to as a reward, but it's not something that I'm eating on a regular basis. And so that's something I do. I keep my cheat day built in instead of just going without anything, that I still want to eat and then, crash and burn because now I'm just, I need some fast food or I need some cake or I need some candy and all these things. I just keep a little cheat space built in to where I can get that fixed and then I can go ahead about my business. I may eat a couple of cookies here or there and then I go on about my business. And so for me, that is realistic. And so as you build on that, then, that taste for some of those sweets will get less and less. I mean, as I said, I don't eat Burger King on every Friday, but I do have that day set up to where if I am going to cheat, it's going to be on Friday with dinner time. So I don't do it on Saturday or Sunday because if I just have that cheat day built in on a Saturday or Sunday, then that means I have all day to where I may be sitting up eating the wrong thing. So I just isolate it to that day and a meal. And so we just have to be in that mindset of saying to ourselves, once again, we look at the benefits of us eating healthy, staying off of medication or getting off of medication, avoiding disease or avoiding surgeries and things like that. So when we keep those things in the forefront of our minds that this is going to help us in the long run, then I think that makes it more doable. And so I think you need to start off in the area of painting a picture of what it is you eat all the time. If you're eating fast food all the time, if you're eating greasy foods, fried foods, and different things like that, then you begin there, you look at it and see what all is on your list. And then I would say you just target that one thing to one where you say, if I have to stop eating all of these or cut back on all of these, this is the one that I'm going to stick with. And then just start there to where you can just start cutting out different things that you shouldn't, different fried foods, different greasy foods that you shouldn't be eating. You can start there. But as you're doing that, you also have to be adding things that will turn things around. You have to add, as I said, more fruits and vegetables. So for me, I would buy apples and take them to work, granola bars, carrots, celery sticks. For the most part, I eat all of those things. I enjoy them, but I would rather have a cookie. I would rather have a donut. I would rather have all these other things, but I know a lot of times once you get started on it, you kind of develop a taste for it. You can even put some ranch dressing on your carrot sticks, and maybe put some peanut butter with your celery. Just, sometimes you can fix it up with a few other things that are healthy, and you can just kind of, go from there. But as I said, you have to get started somewhere. And so when you look at it, the takeaway from this should be that eating healthy is not easy. It's not something you necessarily want to do, but you are doing it to put yourself in a better position. There are so many benefits from it. And so when you look at it that way, I think everyone should be encouraged to put forth that effort and make this happen. So therefore, target your list on the things that you eat that you know are not healthy for you. Also, target the things that are healthy that you already like to eat. Some of us love fruits and vegetables and steamed rice and things like that. Some of us like those things already. But some of us, we have to start somewhere where it's like, hey, I gotta start doing this. I need to drink more water instead of drinking soda and Kool-Aid every day. You just have to start cutting back. Just started cutting back and weaning yourselves, and I think that's doable. If you drink a soda every day, cut back to 6 times a day. And not 6 times a day, man, if you drink that much soda. But so if you're drinking a soda per day or whatever, then cut back to, instead of 7 days a week, you're doing it 6 days a week. And then as you just kind of work on that and replace that with some water and just challenge yourself. We got to have something within us that rises up to the occasion and say, I can do this. I know it's hard. I know another part of me doesn't want to do it, but it's for the best. And since I'm doing this for the greater good of myself and my life, then challenge on. Challenge accepted. I'm going to step up to the plate and knock it out of the park. And you just begin there. It's not too big, not too overwhelming, but as I said, you keep everything in sight, the pros and cons of this. Once again, the pros are you're getting healthier, you're not on medication, you're avoiding disease, you're avoiding surgeries, and I know the cons for most of us is I don't get to eat my greasy food. I don't get to eat my fried food. I don't get to eat my snacks and all of that. But as I said, there's always that happy medium, like with the built-in cheat day with, a little reward here and there. And it's doable because I've done it. And I just have to, even when you may be doing it and then you may fall off, but it's once you have something in place, it's easy to get back on track, because sometimes I've gotten off track and then I'm like, oh man, I'm messing up. I forgot to take something into work, and next thing you know, I'm at Dairy Queen at lunchtime and all this other stuff. But then it's like, all right, let me get back on track. Sometimes I run out of my salad and fruits and vegetables to take to work and didn't get any the day before. And I'm like, so now once again, I go to work and now I got to eat something. And usually it ends up being mess, but you live and learn. But, you just want to get started. You just want to get started. Start small, as I said, cutting back a little bit, portion control, and just start bringing in some new items that are healthier for you. And you'll start developing that taste for those carrots and those celery sticks and things like that. And so I just encourage everybody to join me on the journey. Just get started on the journey to where you make that decision, and however you see fit to put it together. I just threw some of those things out there because everybody does it differently with how they set up their plan to eat healthy. I just kind of throw the basics out there, the foundation to build upon, and you take it and make it your own. You take it and lay out how you want to go about doing things. And then at the end of the day, you'll get to the promised land and you'll be happier for it. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this encourages you to get on that track to eating healthy. I hope some of the things I said have encouraged you or made you think about it and be like, yeah, I do need to change that. And so, that's all I have for today. So that's it for me with Husband, Father, Man. And remember, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell a friend. So I will see you on the next episode of Husband, Father, Man, where we are talking about number 4, which is fitness. We're going to be talking about exercise because now that we're eating right, now we need to work out and bring everything together. So you take care, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Maybe a text saying, could you pick the kids up from soccer? Grab some cake mix, and you know I only use Betty Crocker. Also grab some milk and some eggs.